If you're thinking about rebranding your business, it's going to affect your website as well as other marketing collateral. So in this video, we're going to talk about 5 steps to ensure a successful rebrand for your website. The first step for a successful rebrand is to get in touch with who you are. You want to take some time to look in the mirror and think about who you are as an organization or as a business. What are your values? What sets you apart? What tone of voice do you want to have for your customers? These questions really set the foundation for your entire rebrand. And without that clarity, your marketing efforts and your brand overall will be at best incongruent, but at worst confusing and really turn off your target customers. So it's incredibly essential right away as you think about the rebranding process to get really clear on who you are. The second step is really where you start to take those sentiments about who you are and start translating those into tangible marketing assets. Like if you want to rename your business, redo your logo, colors, fonts, typography, tone of voice, all of those sorts of things start to take shape and translate themselves into marketing collateral. So it's not just your website, but it's also any of those things like brochures, business cards, templates, what have you as well. Now this of course is a point where if you're not quite comfortable trying to translate who you are into those creative elements, it's probably time to start thinking about who you might want to engage as a professional designer or developer to help you out in this process. But as far as your website, now's also the time of once you know who you are, start thinking about what's the structure for your website. And really that flows from your goals. What do you want visitors to learn and do when they go to your website? So, for example, what are those calls to action? Do you want people ultimately to purchase something on your website, or get in touch, or schedule a call, or something else? And then what supporting information, pictures, imagery, testimonials would a visitor need to want to learn about your company, dive deeper, and then reach out for that next step, complete a transaction, whatever that is? The third part of the rebranding process is aiming for consistency. So as you have these new logos, these new colors, these new fonts, whatever those may be, you're going to want to make sure you take inventory of what all has to be updated and then go ahead and roll those things out. So don't forget about beyond your website, flyers, brochures, business cards, email signatures, document templates, all those sorts of different things all need to be consistent across the board with that new refreshed brand. Now, the fourth thing we're going to talk about to keep in mind as part of your to-do list for undergoing a rebrand for your website is a more technical one. That's SEO, or search engine optimization. If you've had a website out there for a while, you want to make sure you don't lose all the gains you've achieved as far as search engine optimization, which is basically how you show up in Google search results. So it takes a long time to effectively gain credibility, move up in the rankings for Google searches. You don't want to lose that or all the hard work you've done so far. So here are a couple tips on that front. First off, make sure, unless you've had a totally dramatic rebrand and need to change the name of your company or your URL doesn't make sense anymore, you want to maintain, if possible, the URL or the domain name you're using. So don't change that because a lot of backlinks and other links to your site are going to be effective, and that's going to penalize or negatively affect your rankings if you change that. The second thing regarding SEO to keep in mind is focus on redirects. So if any changes are happening to the page structure of your website, you're going to want to redirect accordingly. So for example, if on the prior or current version of your website you had a page like acmeindustries.com/team, and you're no longer going to have a team page, you're going to want to redirect that. And a developer can help you out with that if you're not quite sure how to accomplish that. Basically, what that does is if someone tries to pull up that page, it will just automatically direct that visitor to a new page on the site, like an about page or the home page or whatever is most appropriate. So that's a really important factor, both for SEO as well as user experience. And then third, when it comes to SEO, don't forget about keywords. So as part of a good SEO strategy, you're going to want to think about what keywords you're focusing on or targeting as part of your search engine strategy. So if you're doing a rebrand, it's a good time just to think about what keywords are you focusing on, and do those still make sense? And if this part here isn't something that's natural to you or something you're familiar with, definitely reach out to an experienced developer or SEO expert, and they can talk through what the keywords are all about, which ones make sense for your business, and how you can target those to really help your website be found by the right members of your target audience. The fifth and final tip for rebranding your website is maintaining trust, and here communication is key. Change is hard, as we all know, but sometimes change doesn't need to be substantial to cause confusion. Sometimes things like changing logos, changing colors, changing fonts can make people wonder, why is that happening? What necessitates that change? So it's really important last, when you're undergoing a rebrand or refresh, to let people know, not just your website visitors, but also employees or partners too, what drove this change. And really, this is a great opportunity you can use to your advantage to talk about where you're going as a company, what your values are, what your vision is, what unique benefits you're providing to customers, employees, or partners as well. So really make sure you communicate, communicate, communicate. Show off that new logo, that new brand, that new website, and make sure you use that as a great platform to talk about all the great things that your company is doing. So that's it, a high-level outline of 5 steps to successfully rebranding your website. Of course, this is easy on paper, but a lot of work in practice. So if you have any questions, or if we can be of assistance at all, we're more than happy to help provide guidance or resources for you as well. If you'd like to learn more about our team at Buddy, you can visit our website at www.buddywdd.com. And if you'd like to get in touch about a possible partnership or some sort of project, we're very happy to talk to you about that. You can get in touch by clicking on the button in the upper right-hand corner of our website, answering a few basic questions, and we'll follow up right away to get a conversation scheduled. So as always, hope it's been helpful. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again real soon.